Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
What do you do?
The man, the myth, the legend, Steve Jobs. Hollywood has been trying so hard to make a respectable biopic of the man that revolutionized computers as we know it. Now, I did in fact see the Ashton Kutcher film Jobs, and there was a lot more flaws than to be desired. There will be a review provided in the box below on that film. But when I found out that the director of Slumdog Millionaire was going to be directing a film that had a screenplay that was written by one of my favorite writers, Aaron Sorkin, also finding out from the YouTube community who had seen Steve Jobs, the film, in various film festivals and early premiere screenings, they all had nothing but great things to say, but I had to find out about this movie for myself. Not only is this one of my top 5 films of 2015, but I have never seen a movie that was so unique and innovative. This movie takes place in 3 separate points in Steve Jobs' life, all revolving around the time when he is about to premiere a brand new product. 1984, right after the Super Bowl commercial in which he is revealing the Macintosh. 1988, after he has been fired from Apple and presenting his brand new product, the Cube, from his own company Next. And then in 1998, when he returned to Apple and revealed the brand new iMac. This movie, of course, is Aaron Sorkin written all over it. I love The Newsroom, I love The Social Network, and I just love the way that he creates dialogue and banter and diatribes, and how all of these characters, when the dialogue is just going from left to right and so fast-paced, it's amazing how you are able to follow and get entranced by everything that you are watching, and yet still manage amongst the dialogue to feel for these characters and understand what they're going through. It's amazing the power of words, thanks to Aaron Sorkin's scripts, can really hit you hard. And he did a fantastic job writing this film. I'm not going to be surprised if he gets nominated for an Oscar, and also probably will win. I also appreciated the innovative film direction that was taken. The fact that each and every one of these 3 separate stories was taken with different kinds of cameras. This was 16mm for 1984, 35mm for 1988, and digital for 1998. Michael Fassbender, yeah, the guy doesn't look like Steve Jobs, but the guy played Steve Jobs fantastically. You kept forgetting the fact that it was Michael Fassbender, and you really were understanding that this is Steve Jobs. This is Steve Jobs' life. This is Steve Jobs' trials and tribulations. This is his talking with his various partners that he had worked with, and his co-workers, and his estranged girlfriend and daughter. It was just so powerful. The rest of the cast is fantastic too. Seth Rogen playing Steve Wozniak surprised the living heck out of me. I've only seen Seth Rogen in comedies. I've never seen him in a dramatic role, and he really was powerful. Kate Winslet is definitely my favorite part of the film, playing Joanna Hoffman. I think she will be nominated for an Academy Award. Jeff Daniels playing the former CEO of Apple, John Scully, is also fantastic, as well as Michael Stuhlbarg, who plays Andy Hertzfeld. Everybody just so great. Even though it's only 3 points in time in Steve Jobs' life, it's amazing that they actually, through flashbacks, managed to give more of the story of Steve Jobs. You go back to the days of Silicon Valley when he and Steve were putting the computers together. You see him in the restaurant trying to bring John Scully over to Apple from Pepsi. You see his relationship with his daughter in these points in time. You see him alone and trying to pace himself for what's to come. And more importantly, you just see how this guy is trying so hard to make the computer friendly. Not this big, intimidating machine. As long as it's friendly, people will buy it, people will use it, and people will enjoy it. I also love how at the very end of the film, he even is talking about his future project involving music. I think you all know what we're talking about here. This movie is incredible, and I couldn't get over how fast this movie was. It was over 2 hours long, and I felt that I was sitting in that theater for about 15 minutes. The score from Daniel Pemberton, I know that David Fincher was supposed to be the original director, and there was no doubt in my mind that Trent Reznor was going to do the score alongside Atticus Ross, but Daniel Pemberton definitely brings Trent Reznor elements to the score, and it sounds great, and it goes very well with the movie. It doesn't have a huge presence, the movie is really driven by the dialogue, but whenever the music is in the background, it does go very well with the film. Steve Jobs is a true classic in my eyes. I am so excited to own this movie and see this movie again because of how powerful and how enjoyable it was. There are even a few laughs thrown in, and you will definitely appreciate those as well because they are done in excellent taste. Go see Steve Jobs. You will be extremely impressed and entertained and just marvel at all of the things that were put into this film to make it work. And I am going to give Steve Jobs 4 out of 4. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's have a discussion on Steve Jobs. And feel free to tell me why Apple products really are the best, because the only Apple product that I own happens to be an iPod. I don't own a Mac, and I never intend to, nor do I plan to own an iPhone. So thank you very much, guys. As always, actions speak louder than words.